Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy, the MC10-1 from Side 10 Target 01, the Bengal Dragon. Um, right, I'm here to give you, let's say, a debunking video. Because a few days ago, I've come across this What Culture article about 14 times John Cena lost clean or put someone over clean. Okay, first of all, yes, I've read the article. First of all, clean was not defined. Putting someone over, losing clean was not defined. Okay. And on many levels, there are there are countless ways to debunk this article. And this is why I've titled this video debunking the debunking the what culture Cena article. More worthless opinions debunked. Because here basically you'll start to see why opinions like these, although they have, all right, there, you can express them, but they sh- they're most likely the more appropriate response is to be ignored, not to be paid attention to, because they're not deserving of being, like, given any credibility, because credibility comes from, like, the substance, not some not some political stuff here and there, or whatnot, like, some ethical or moral code, so to speak. Okay, so let's get to this article. And by the way, I have not done a complete breakdown, but because I didn't go back and watch all of these matches, but I have broken this down enough to show you why what culture, especially with this article, have absolutely no credibility whatsoever. Okay, now just to be clear, winning, no, losing clean is when you lose without any excuse, and thus the outcome definitively is that your opponent is the better man. So later on, if you come up with an excuse that, oh, I got a little cocky, oh, I lost focus, oh, like, I was actually a bit injured. Yeah, that's not putting someone over clean, or that's not losing clean. Losing clean is when both are 100% and both are 100% and there are no excuses to the loss. Not only in the immediate match or leading up to the match or events during the match, but also later on made by said competitors. And I will show you a lot. I'll show you some good examples of this. Cena is very renowned for doing this. And yes, a lot of people see through this. I'm maybe the umpteenth guy coming up with this, with this video, but hey, one more couldn't hurt. Also, putting someone over in a feud is basically out of the matches. You can definitively say that person X or person Y was the better man, was the better wrestler, was the better competitor. So this goes beyond just, losing one match clean, or like supposedly clean. You have to do this a few number of times. So let's get to it. Okay, and if you guys disagree, please, the comment section right there. Feel free to leave all the comments you want in the comment section. And if you've been following me on my channel, this MC Time 1 channel, I reply to comments. And sometimes I go in depth with my replies to to comment. So feel free. Okay. So the matches that were that were mentioned. Okay. Edge and Batista cash-ins at Money in the Bank uh, to defeat Cena after Cena already had a match. Okay. Yeah. Just before this, one more thing. One more thing. You can't put someone over clean definitively or necessarily outside of a one-on-one singles thing. Outside of a one-on-one singles context. So let's say a three-way. Your attention is always like split. Maybe some people 50-50, maybe some people 60-40, like depending on previous grudges or whatnot. Okay. Weapon matches. You can't necessarily say someone won or lost clean because maybe like the babyface did not use that. This is usually the case. The babyface does not use that much weapon shots, but he has one big emphatic one. But the heels use much more of the weapon shots and whatnot. So you can't necessarily say in a no DQ match that was clean or a TLC match it was clean. Oh, and there's a TLC match mentioned here. Good lord. If there was any more emphatic way of making that not clean, I would like to hear it. Like especially like without interference or whatnot. Or maybe if maybe I remember right, it had no interference. But okay, Edge and Batista, Money in the Bank cash-ins. Money in the Bank cash-ins are never clean. Are never clean. The man already had a grueling match, or already is in the middle of a grueling match. So by the time you do the cash in, the person doing the cash in is at 100%. Is fresh, ready to go. But the people in the match are not at 100%. This is why, this is why Drew Galloway beating Matt Hardy for the world title the way he did, not clean. Although I liked it, not clean. Technically, not clean. Seth Rollins beating Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 31. Not clean. Although it was a good result. Technically, not clean. Okay. So, that's... So, 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 so like I said, the competitors in the match are definitely going to be less than 100%, and depending on the stage of the match. Like if they've been going for a long time, sometimes they might be bleeding. Much less than 100%. So a person coming in who is absolutely 100% was definitely going to have the advantage going into the match. As he cashes in. So this is definitely not clean. The Rock, the next match mentioned, The Rock at WrestleMania 28. Now here's a very good example why Cena did not even lose the match clean. He did not even lose the feud. Guys, do you remember almost 11 and a half months later, Cena came out and said, the only reason I lost that match is because I got cocky and I tried to use The Rock's own finisher. See, there you go. There you go. The competitor coming up with an excuse instead of saying that no, he was definitely the better man and that's why I lost. No, nope. I got cocky and that's why I deserve another shot and I won't get cocky this time and I'll win. At that moment, Cena made that Rock Cena match 28 not clean. Guys, you have to catch on these. I don't know how come you guys don't catch on these subtleties on how Cena protects his losses, and basically has to come up has to maintain this image of like an undefeated like invincible being to his sheep, to his fans or sheep. Okay, Triple H Night of Champions 2008. I did not watch this actually. In fact, this was the point where I was not necessarily. In fact, this is the point. Yeah, this is the point. I completely dropped off WWE, but given the match, and given Cena, I don't think he won the feud. I don't think Triple H won the feud clean. Okay, Randy Orton, TLC 2013. Okay, I mentioned in a weapons match or a stipulation match like this. If it's a submissions match, it's a different thing. If it's a 2 out of 3 falls match, it's a different thing. If it's an Iron Man match, it's a different thing. Because those are pure wrestling based matches. In a no DQ TLC match, Randy Orton had John Cena, I believe he had cuffed to the ropes. And Cena had to roar, like, detach himself while staying cuffed. But he detach himself from the turnbuckles and try to stop Randy Orton that way. And then Cena took another botchy bump where he almost broke his neck on a table in the corner. Did you guys forget that? So a guy being physically obstructed in the way he was from climbing the ladder. Guys, let me give you an example. Okay, it's like, let's say you have a ladder match, okay, and one guy takes some duct tape and duct tapes another guy's hands like shut like this so he can't climb. But the guy still somehow manages to climb. Yeah, that dude. If the ladder match wasn't clean already, that emphatically makes it even more not clean, even more not clean because you are going out of your way and coming up with weird underhanded tactics, like like just absurd underhanded tactics, at times to make sure that your opponent does not have a fair shot. So Randy Orton TLC not clean 2013, definitely not clean. Brock Lesnar SummerSlam 2014. Guys, do you remember the episode a few months later, like a few weeks later before Night of Champions? He said the reason he lost is because he underestimated Brock Lesnar and he was not focused. And next time he's gonna be more focused than ever. Next time he's gonna be more focused than ever, and he's gonna defeat Brock Lesnar. And the next, this led to another promo saying that I do this for the kid in the front row. I do this for the soldiers in Iraq. I'm like, what does this have to do with Brock Lesnar? I'm gonna do this because the kid in the front row, that the kid in the front row, does his homework. What does this have to do with Brock Lesnar? So, sorry guys, it is like late night over here, and I'm a little groggy, yeah. But yeah, so how is this clean? Like, he made an excuse, and after that, have you ever seen Cena in? Have you ever seen Cena in a one-on-one match against Brock Lesnar where he lost clean? No. So if Cena were to have a match against Brock Lesnar, let's say after SummerSlam, maybe they squeeze out one more date because, good lord, they have to make Cena look good. Okay. Uh, and and Cena defeats Brock Lesnar clean. That's the end. That's the end of that. in that string of matches, Cena lost his match because of an excuse, and Cena won his match clean because there was no other excuse. Like if there are no other excuses. So the Cena Brock match, SummerSlam 2014, definitely not clean. And just to point out, go to Night of Champions 2014, watch the Cena match, and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. Because he tries to justify that he did not that he took 16 German suplexes and lost the way he did. He tries to justify that, but by his actions. Batista SummerSlam 2008. Like I said, around this time I was not watching, so I don't think he won the feud though. Sheamus TLC 2009. If it was a specific TLC match where table ladders and chairs rules, not clean. Okay, Justin Gabriel Raw 2010, not important. Like this is one of those like whatever. Like it doesn't mean shit. Okay, Roman Reigns Raw of April 29, 2013. Guys, go back and watch this episode. Weren't there many segments of Cena taping up his foot and Ryback saying that he's hurt and Cena says I'm hurt but I'm not injured. So he's already going into the match. He's telling you he's going into the match not at 100%. So how can someone going into a match not at 100% versus a guy who's going into the match at 100% and the guy who's not at 100% loses to another person who is at 100% clean? How is this clean? Because the guy who was not at 100% has the written in excuse that he was not at 100%. That is why he lost. So this is the thing. They always have built-in excuses for Cena, and now it's going to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, guys, remember that Finn Balor beating Roman Reigns clean? Roman Reigns came back. He had to get the win back. And he, along with the commentators, kept saying Roman Reigns was caught by surprise. Finn Balor was the surprise element for Roman Reigns. But Roman Reigns right now is more focused. And Roman Reigns ended up squashing Finn Balor. You have to catch on things like this. Next, Daniel Bryan, SummerSlam 2013. The very next night, did you see Raw where he refers to his injured elbow and countless camera shots of his. Sorry, it really frustrates me this stupid ass narrative, but countless camera shots of his big ass swollen elbow. So so many camera shots and angles, basically driving home the point to you that look, Cena was injured. Cena was injured. That is why John Cena lost. This, this is basically telling you without outright telling you. Not clean. Sorry. Okay. Alberto Del Rio, Hell in a Cell 2015. Okay. Here you can say, well, first of all, okay, if I'm not mistaken, like because this was a while back. If this was a Hell in a Cell match per se, you can't necessarily say it's clean. But if it was a single match in the card, maybe he lost the match clean. But remember, this was just before Cena went on vacation. I'm gonna call these vacations. And guys, look very closely. Look very closely. You have to be very observant with Cena for, regarding the these matters. Alberto Del Rio, what was his final match in Impact Wrestling? Not Impact Wrestling, sorry. In WWE. What was Alberto Del Rio's final match in WWE? Versus John Cena. Oh, he's going to leave. Quickly, put him in a match with John Cena because John Cena has to get the win back over Alberto Del Rio. So maybe the match clean, but the feud, did he put him over clean? No. Put him over as the better competitor? No. Otherwise, we would not see this. The WWE knows at the back of the mind, like, yes, there's that Alberto Del Rio thing. Okay, okay. Kevin Owens, Elimination Chamber 2015. What happened at the? Okay, maybe he won the match clean, but the matches that followed, how guys, just tell me how emphatically was Kevin Owens defeated in the feud? And guys, Kevin Owens tapped out. Kevin Owens and in wrestling, this is known that a tap out loss is more like severe upon the person that loses to a pinfall loss, because a tap out loss is basically giving up and saying that yes, I admit you are better than me. Yes, I admit you are the better competitor to me. Like this is basically just just like just saying that and saying like I can't go on anymore. Instead of a pinfall where like the guy might just be knocked out, but his fight is not taken away. In a submission loss, you can sort of say his fight was sort of taken away. This is why in a lot of submission losses, the person taking the loss, the person taking the loss, especially if he's like a really like really big time babyface, as like let's say Drew Galloway in 2016. This is the one of the more recent ones. When Bobby Lashley got him in the Slammiversary 2016, Bobby Lashley got him in the seated kata katame. Um, Drew Galloway passed out. He did not tap. So this is why you get these moments where like people pass out and don't tap because they don't want to admit that the other person is better than them and they lost the fight. So Kevin Owens versus John Cena. Maybe the match, but the feud, no. And the feud emphatically no. And after that, look what happened to Kevin Owens. Yes, he won the Universal Championship, and he was one of the worst Universal Champions who was booked as the Universal Champion. One of the worst ones. Not Kevin Owens' fault. Kevin Steen's a beast, but he was running from even his own shadow. No, even the shadow of that Universal belt. He was running from that as well. That as well. Okay. The final two, I'm going to clump into one. AJ Styles, SummerSlam 2016, and Dean Ambrose from SmackDown, September 20, 2016. Okay, so Dean Ambrose from September 28, 2006 to September 20, 2016, and AJ Styles in SummerSlam 2016. Okay, also they if didn't mention this before, I'm pretty sure I did, but I'll mention it again. What culture did not did not state what they mean as clean. Okay, okay, the AJ Styles match. all of us thought it was clean. And believe me, I'm a huge AJ Styles fan. I wanted it to be clean. Do you remember after after Cena came back? After Cena came after Cena came back when once he went on another vacation and he came back during November, December, and they had that big championship type show which ultimately led to the Royal Rumble match. Remember what Cena said? Even in talking, the now cancelled, I believe, Talking Smack or the much more reduced Talking Smack. Um, I believe even on one or two SmackDowns he mentioned this. He was working with an injured shoulder, but now he's all fine. So he is telling you that all those matches before his vacation were working with an injured shoulder. And now he's fine. That means all those matches before the vacation was him not at 100%. The opponent was always at 100% and Cena was not. This includes the Dean Ambrose match. Because after he came back, he said he's okay. Not before he left, after he came back, indicating that even the Dean Ambrose match, he was working with an injured shoulder. Do you see the depth of the the excuse making for John Cena? And some people look, it has become obvious what culture has now become absolute fucking, you can sort of say bittersweet WWE fanboys. The best way to put it, bittersweet WWE fanboys. There's there's still they still look, they're like that whole, they still have Vince's dick right down their throat, but they're complaining that Vince is not thrusting hard enough or some shit. Sorry, no, you know what, this is not a monetized channel. Fuck that. Yeah, essentially they're one way or another WWE cocksuckers. Some of them more enthusiastic than the others. So, guys, yeah, that's my breakdown of this stupid ass article. I've shown so many discrepancies with what culture's argument here. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And by the way, like Saturday evening, U.S. Eastern time evening, I'm going to try and do the the GFW Impact review with my friend Robert. Robert does wrestling, and I'm gonna try and make it a hangouts. If I can't, I'll just do this version because I have not done hangouts in a very long time, so I'll still have to work around it. All right, I'm looking forward to comments and suggestions. If you please hit that like button if you haven't already. Please subscribe to this channel. Thank you if you already have. And leave a comment below. This is the MC Tam on the Riverside signing out. Follow me on Twitter at TanTiger01.